Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for, this is your September bonus reading is actually what it is. We're going to jump right in here. You have this mystical circle card. It says your abilities will be enhanced. You have the Sphinx card. It says choose your words carefully. It could be a time of heightened manifestation, right? And definitely you're going to want to make sure to watch your words. I feel like I said this to you in your September just general reading as well, that it said something about needing to watch your words. Sorry, I actually didn't want to pull these, but I did. So we're going to take them and we're going to take the two right cards, and then we're going to take two more of these because why not? For the next row. But again, I think I said something about this in one of your last readings about really needing to make sure you're using positive words. And damn, Gemini, this is again the best reading that anyone has had. I think your last one was very similar. Everybody else's readings have been, have had much more of a challenge to them, I'll say. And I think that it's probably the, Pluto going back to 29 degrees at the very beginning of the month, on the 1st or the 2nd, I can't remember. That 29th degree is very interesting, especially with Pluto, especially going over the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn. But you have Jupiter in your sign. So, that could be buffering a lot of the energy, or, it could be helping you in some way. Your very first card here is you, the Lovers. So, could be love, but I kind of feel like it's just saying you. I feel like this is just you showing up in the reading. And whenever you show up as yourself or your major arcana version of yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. The sun is shining on you, and also your crossing energy is the sun. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And obviously this is the sun, the best card in the deck, so it really doesn't matter. It kind of makes the whole entire reading a little bit more positive. One thing I would say is that I think your focus is going to be very important at this time. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, she has that falcon on her hand. And it represents the fact that she's training her focus. When the sun shows up, yes, it is the best card in the deck, but I always say that to me, the sun represents your focus in some ways. The sun shines a light on something in your life that you need to focus on. So if your attention is being drawn to something this month, something that's important, I would make sure that you are paying attention to your attention, because usually our attention is trying to get our attention. And, it's sometimes, something will pop in my head. I don't pay attention to it, and then it comes up as important later. So don't do that, right? If something pops into your head, there could be a very good reason. Or again, there have been times where I'll get recommended a video on YouTube, and it kind of captures my attention. I don't watch it, and then something later will come up and it will be about whatever that video was about. So if you have those little, intuitive nudges or whatever you want to call them, it could just be your attention. I would follow your attention with the sun. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So ballin' here, Gemini. I feel like you are hoping to create wealth, hoping to create a lot of abundance. You could be thinking of a lot of ways to create expansion. Of course, you have Jupiter in your sign, so it makes perfect sense that you would be kind of thinking about how to create more abundance, wealth, security. The Ten of Pentacles can even be love. The Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the tarot. Even though it's a pentacle card, there's this whole happy family showing up on the card. So I feel for a lot of you that you're kind of thinking about how to make it rain, right? And or you are doing things to make it rain in your life. And the great thing about this reading is that you have the Magician. The Magician, he is trying to make it rain. He is trying to use his powers of manifestation. He's even pointing straight up with his wand to that Ten of Pentacles in your reading here, and he's pointing to the ground. He is hoping to ground this right here and this into reality. So I feel like the Magician is definitely saying, watch your words. I also feel like the Magician is saying use all your tools. He has all the ace versions of all the suits in the tarot right in front of him, and they are the ace versions. And you have the Ace of Wands here. So I kind of feel like the Ace of Wands, this could represent, because I kind of feel like it's saying use the Ace of Wands, right? And you have the Ace of Wands showing up over here. The Ace of Wands would be about initiation. It would be about starting something. It would be out with the old, in with the new. It would also be a very creative energy as well. So I would be using your creativity to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and that's the energy that I would focus on. I also think with the Magician sometimes that we have to change. He has this snake wrapped around his waist right here. It's the Ouroboros, and it just represents reinvention. So it's obviously if we're coming from a negative mindset, we're going to have a hard time attracting positivity or abundance or whatever. And so the Magician says make sure that you also embrace the changes that make you feel like you have whatever you want, whatever it is that you want. So I would make sure that you're using all your powers of manifestation, right? In the past position, you have this up in the air card. It says this situation has many unknown elements due to the influence of others. You have this Pisces card that says boundaries. It says set and honor your boundaries to avoid being taken advantage of. I almost feel like this is something that you learned with a person, is that a person that, either, I kind of feel like you were dealing with a person, let's just put it this way. I feel like you were dealing with a person in the past who listened to too many other people. So again, I think moving forward, now you understand that you have to enter into connections with people who only listen to themselves, right? You have this release card and this gratitude card as well. And so I think that you are grateful for the lessons that you learned and like how you can apply them to your own life. But I also feel the good news here is that you have completely released the past, or you are releasing the past. Also in the past, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about being enthusiastic for the future and feeling enthusiasm for the future as well. The interesting thing is that he's focusing, towards the future of the reading. So I kind of feel like this Page of Wands is your energy, like how I feel like it's part of the change that has happened where you like had something that you had to release. And now it looks to me like you are much more excited about the future or like new things. You have the Ace of Wands right here. The Ace of Wands is kind of like that spark of hope or, a spark of inspiration. And he's holding on to this one wand right here. And there's only one wand right here. So I kind of feel, like I said, the Page of Wands is you being excited for a new beginning. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this time is up. It says no second chances, no revisiting. Yeah, like I said, I feel like you're releasing the past. There's something much better waiting. So there's something much better coming in for you. You have a strategy card. It says plan, scheme, and strategize your future and take the next right action for your life. And you have the Knight of Pentacles here. And if there was a card in this deck that represented the Knight of Pentacles, this card for sure. So, I feel for a lot of you, it would be a great time to kind of like think about a plan. I kind of feel like you're a Gemini and you already have a plan. So, I don't know. I feel like Gemini looks at things from all angles. And I think Gemini usually has a plan before they even have a plan, if that makes sense. So I would just follow the plan that you're coming up with. And there's clearly something much better coming in for you. Also, in the very near future, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that you've been hesitating on. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that isn't making any moves. But he has these empty fields behind him, and he also has these green leaves on his helmet. They represent oak leaves, and oak leaves are they represent knowledge and wisdom. The whole point of the Knight of Pentacles is that he's not moving, he's being too cautious, but he has all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to plant seeds in that field, and they will grow. Like, he has all the skills he needs. The other interesting thing here is that we go up to the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles represents having a very specific skill that is hard for other people. She has these grapes that are growing behind her, and the grapes in the tarot represent a skill that is difficult for most people, because grapes are difficult to grow in real life, even not even just in tarot. They require very specific conditions. They have to be taken care of and all that other stuff, but she can grow them well. So it says that you have a skill that you might not be using right now, that you will be using, that I think will increase your wealth. So, again, I love this, and it looks really good. Next, actually, we're going to start here in your outcome row. You have this drawing down the moon. It says knowledge. Can't make that up. Definitely using your knowledge and wisdom. You have this void moon. It says do nothing on it. What's interesting to me is a lot of people have been getting these cards that kind of say that kind of say do nothing. And I don't really feel that the cards that are coming up that say something similar to this are saying do nothing. I don't think that's what it means. What I think it means is it says, what I really feel it should say is don't try too hard. Like if you're thinking about doing something and you're making it hard, it's not going to work. I feel like if you're going to start something new, it doesn't matter what it is, love, business, or otherwise, I think if you think efficient, easy, and not that anything is going to be easy right now, because nothing is going to be easy right now, plain and simple. We have to put work into basically everything. But what I would say is if there is a sense of ease, then it will be easy. And again, I would say easy in quotation marks because there's still going to be work to do. You have the Ace of Wands in the area of the next few months. The Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. There's this castle that's crumbling. So I think a lot of you could be letting go of something that's been established in your life for a very long period of time. Again, we have this energy going from Pluto. Has gone from Aquarius. It's now probably at the time that you're watching this, it has officially moved back to 29 degrees. Again, depending on when you're watching this, 29 degrees of Capricorn. The cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn there is the death of establishment. So on a personal level, basically everyone on Earth right now is probably releasing something that's been established in their life for a long time and transforming it in some way. Now, you don't have to completely like quit something or leave something. What's more important is that it could be undergoing a transformation. So you don't have to like quit your job, for example, but you might be upgrading it or up-leveling it. Same thing with your business. You might be making some changes there. For some of you, you could totally be leaving. It's going to be different for all of you. But, again, I would embrace the new beginnings with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. It is my favorite card in the tarot. The reason I say that is because sometimes I feel the Ace of Wands, it's that spark of inspiration. It's just that one thing we need sometimes to get inspired, to get moving. And that's really why I love this card, is because sometimes it's just that one thing we need. And I kind of feel like you're getting that. I wouldn't even say this month. I feel like this week, whatever this week is, I think it's the week of the 2nd, right? The first week of September. I feel like you could be getting some sort of inspiration that motivates you. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Hangman. A lot of people, this is all relationships, not just love. But pretty much your relationship to everything. A lot of people have been getting these more kind of like withdrawn energies showing up here. It's kind of weird because I do feel like it's a very social month in a lot of ways, but in other ways you might find yourself withdrawing more, or maybe you're not necessarily being the life of the party. Maybe you're kind of more in the background in social situations. Not necessarily a bad thing. You could be doing this to listen, right? Sometimes in work, for example, sometimes it's better to listen and to pick up on what's not being said, because that's where the opportunity is. And I kind of get that feeling with the Hangman. His head is glowing because he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. You have this knowledge card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. We see a lot of knowledge in kind of like learning in this reading. So in social situations, but also like in work, if you're with other people, or even in love, it might be a good time for you to just listen and kind of listen to what's not being said. There could be an opportunity in that. And that's what I feel off of that Hangman. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Amazing. Nine of Pentacles is like heaven on earth. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy as well. So you could be kind of like creating a little bit of a glow up. With Jupiter in your sign, it's kind of like impossible to not get attention, even if you don't want it. Even if you don't want it, with Jupiter in your sign, you could be getting attention. So I feel that there could be a lot of attention. I also feel your focus is important here. We talked about this at the beginning of the reading. She has this falcon right here on her hand, and it represents the fact that she is training her focus. She is paying attention to where her attention is going. And that seems to be a very important part of this reading, is that you pay attention to what you want and not on what you don't want. And I would, kind of really put more energy into the appropriate focuses so that you can get what you want out of life. You have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is really a card of progress. It can be a card of taking the lead. I'm not always like the biggest fan of the Two of Wands because he's standing in a comfort zone and he's not getting out into the world. But I actually feel really good about this for you. So I do feel that you are taking the lead. I do feel you are kind of like stepping out into the world at this time, or you will be in the month of September. It's almost like you are kind of like taking center stage. You show up as the first card with the sun. You know what I mean? It's like you are, this doesn't even necessarily have to be a glow up. It could just say that you are taking center stage, or people are noticing you, even if you are more in the background, because I'm sure someone's going to say that. You just said that we were in the background. Yes, that doesn't mean that people aren't going to pay attention to you. So again, tarot is not literal, and also life is not black and white. I don't know what is going on with the energy, but I've been having a lot of people that are like, you just said this and then that. I'm like, yes, the two things can be true at the same time. You can be more withdrawn, and people can still be paying attention to you. It doesn't, those two things can be true at the same time. It is not a contradiction. So, again, even if you're more quiet, even if you're not, out there yelling and screaming and you with a megaphone on the street corner, it doesn't have to be like that. You can still get more attention, and that's what this reading looks like to me. So let's see what is going on here. With the Lovers in the Sun, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands to me, especially right now, we're in Virgo season. So I would say for the rest of the Virgo season, basically almost until the end of September, that I would be practicing healthy boundaries and putting up boundaries. I would mostly, there's so much good manifestation energy here that I would be careful of like what energies you are allowing into your life just so that you can manifest better, right? It's like, obviously, if you have a bunch of toxic people around you, it's going to be really hard to manifest. If you have put yourself in toxic situations, it's going to be hard to manifest. And I'm not saying you are going to do these things, but I would just make sure that you're kind of drawing a line in the sand, putting up the boundaries so that you can maintain this vibe. This is a very good vibe going on in this reading. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is all about following your heart. I believe that literally the only thing everybody should do right now is follow their heart, right? That's what the astrology is really asking people to do. And we've had so much Taurus energy in the astrology. And, I did an interview with someone a while ago where I was saying this Taurus energy, throat, right? It's like the neck, the throat. And so we've had all this energy stuck in our throat. And I think that the reason all this heart-based energy comes up is because we need to kind of like throw up. We need to puke out whatever it is that we've been thinking about. We need to take the heart energy and bring it out of our mouths. And, there's a million ways you can do this. You can express something through creativity. You can start that business or start something that's heart-based in your life. Doesn't have to be love, but it could be. So again, I think that living from your heart is what that's talking about. And living from your heart is hard, by the way, because your heart, I always say that your heart might be telling you to do something that isn't necessarily logical. Like your heart might be telling you to quit your job and open a cupcake shop right down the street. So it's like that might not be something that's logical, but your heart might be telling you to do it. So again, living from your heart can lead to the Ten of Pentacles, again, showing up in your reading, but it might not be necessarily an easy process. But I would do it anyway, because your life will never be the same again if you do it. A Magician, Ten of Pentacles. Again, like I said, the Magician in your reading is clearly trying to manifest that Ten of Pentacles here on Earth. So I think it would be an amazing time for manifestation for you. With the Page of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. This is coming up in your past position. And so again, I kind of feel like you have set healthy boundaries from the past. He is blocking off the past with those wands behind him, and he's grabbing onto one wand. We have one wand right here, one wand right here. He's grabbing onto one wand right here. So I think that your focus should be on that one inspirational thing that you are being inspired to create. It's like you're grabbing onto one wand and you're really creating it here on Earth. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Like time to get to work, right? Seven of Pentacles is all the work that you've already done. And so he's looking at the work that he's done, and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it to keep doing what I've been doing, or is there something better? And I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is something better, but you just have to start planting those seeds in that field, and they will grow. And again, I will tell you that Nine of Pentacles is obviously better than the Seven of Pentacles. So it's like this is what you are creating by doing something new with the Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. So there might be like a tiny little bit of fear here. 2 sevens is internal fears that don't exist. So the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Cups would kind of say that you are having an inspiration, but the Seven of Cups, he is thinking about all the bad things and good things that could happen if he were to manifest something here on Earth. So he needs to do it anyway, no matter what's going to happen, right? And so I feel that some of you are getting ready for a new beginning or starting a new journey or a new process in your life, and it could be very creative as well. And again, I just think the Seven of Cups is kind of like you thinking about the good stuff and bad stuff that could happen, but it looks to me like you're going to do it anyway, so I'm not even worried about it. With the Hangman, you have the Strength card. Again, like I said, kind of watching your words, right? Because she has her hands in that lion's mouth. She is controlling her words. The lion is her inner critic. It's her inner voice. It's her inner demons. And she is getting those things to submit to her. So she is in control of herself, right? She practices this every single day. And that's the whole point of the Strength card. She is strong because she has conquered her inner voice every single day. And, I think a lot of you could be doing that. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Lovers again. So you could be going from single to being in a relationship, or you could be attracting something new into your life here. The Knight of Pentacles would be a little slow. I will say that pretty much every single reading where the love has shown up in the readings, it's been a little bit slow. I don't necessarily think this has to be a bad thing, because it's like you're not just rushing right into something. You're taking your time. You're getting to know a person. So if you're attracting love, it looks really good. With the 2 wands, here you go, right here, taking center stage, exactly like I said, 6 of wands, he is receiving all the recognition, all the rewards for what he has done. He is getting a lot of attention on that card, so I definitely feel that there could be like a lot of attention. There could be a lot of, you receiving recognition or taking center stage, like I said. You have this June card. I always clarify these monthly cards, and you have the seahorse. It says family matters. So maybe some of you dealt with some family issues in the month of June. I feel like you're kind of moving past that here in September. You have the staff card. It says you will be taken care of in tough times. All the wands, they are holding on to that staff or holding on to that staff on the 2 of wands, right? And so one of my favorite quotes of all time is from Les Brown. He says, your reasons why will be your rod and your staff to comfort you during the difficult times. I'm misquoting it, but something like that. And so, again, the wands could be your inspiration, your reason why you are doing something. And no matter what's going on around you, it is providing you with support. So the Ace of Wands is very important in this reading. You have the shark card that says, take care or there will be loss of material wealth. I tell everyone, just keep an eye on your finances right now. Don't be paranoid. Don't be freaked out about this stuff. There are going to be major money changes. I've been saying this since like before 2016. I used to say all the time that I believe that by the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, we're going to see a major shift in finances or the way that money is. So, there you go. I don't know. Just, don't waste your money. You have this pale card that says time to get out of a situation. I think you already have. Page of Wands, 9 of Wands. It's like you've already released it. You have that release card as well. So I feel like you've released whatever that is. You have this firecracker. It says excitement. It is a very exciting reading. You should be very excited because you're taking center stage is what I feel. But this looks really good, Gemini. Love it. Thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.